Alright, economics week 2. We had a fun week in economics this week. At least I had a fun week. I hope you guys had a fun week too. We talked about some very, very basic economic concepts, such as what in this world is free, and hopefully you've already started to figure out nothing is. There's always some type of cost associated with it. Now, in addition to that basic concept, the other one we talked about that really got your attention, I know, was this concept of what is rational. This may not seem rational, but according to the way we need to think in this class, an economic language you're learning to speak, any rational decision that is made is something that people wanted to do to give themselves some type of satisfaction. This person wanted that, therefore economically rational. We talked about the 5 powers of economic thinking, about resources cost more than you think, again adding in that opportunity cost. Once again, the whole all decisions are rational mentality. We talked about decisions being made at that margin, and of course what gives us satisfaction, which again in economic language we're calling utility, that satisfaction from whatever economic activity we're engaged in. We talked about measuring it this week and that it diminishes, there is too much of a good thing. Along with those basic concepts, we talked about Mr. Adam Smith and his book The Wealth of Nations and his gift to the world known as capitalism. And of course we talked about the invisible hand of the market and demonstrated it in class. Now, is the invisible hand going to create the best possible situation? How have you learned to answer that? It depends. This answer will be what's for most questions in this class. I will quiz you on this over and over again to make sure you get it. Our last big concept is people are maximizers. If you've got money in your pocket and you choose the BMW, hey, you wanted the BMW, you maximized your utility. But if you chose the Yugo, you maximized the cash that you get to keep in your pocket. We also talked about maximizing as far as total benefits and total cost. Please remember the equation. The marginal benefit is at least greater than or equal to that marginal cost. Very, very important concept in economics. Now, opportunity costs came out of that, and then we spent a full day in class talking about production possibilities, seeing how we could allow that invisible hand to make the products. And of course, we learned that it did lead to distribution of the work. In other words, specialization, which is one of the big concepts Adam Smith had. We also talked about how the products that were being put out weren't necessarily the best once we got to a certain point, that there was a balance that needed to be found. Now, after these economic basics, we launched into our semester-long project, the Cost of Living Project. By Monday, you need to have found a job, and you need to have calculated, if you need education for that job, what the degree is going to cost. If you're really up to date, you need to have that grocery store comparison done too, the 15 products that you compare from 2 different stores. Remember, you need to have all of this done and submitted by Friday because we are going to be engaging in the simulation of this project as of then. I hope you have a good weekend, get the work done, see you Monday.